Okay, we're doing it. We're doing it. Everyone is asking about Baby Monster, so we'll do a quick career reading on them to see if they're going to find success. So, I have not been keeping up with anything. I think I watched one of the little, like, dance teasers where they showed some of the girls dancing. But they had, like, just their hats down and just their name on their shirt. So, like, you couldn't tell, like, really who was who or anything. Ooh, there's this card goes in my other manga. How did that happen? What the heck? Got cards from one manga deck and the other manga deck. Anyway, so let's see if we can see what's going on with Baby Monster after their debut. So, I don't know, like, again, who is who, where they come from. I'm just going to know, you know, what hardships they may see in the next year or two. Since it seems like YG has made his presence very known that he's going to be working directly with these girls, which I just don't like. He needs to stay out of that company. Ooh. Okay, so celebration. I see debut. Obviously, I think that's coming very, very soon. We're seeing a happy debut. A happy, like, celebration. So, we see 4. It'd be nice if their debut has 4 wins. But either way, this is... big celebration. So I think they're going to come out and do very well. Win something. Oops. That went well. Okay. But I'm also seeing a lot of stress. So obviously I think they're going to have immediate, like, bad haters. It's probably going to be fandoms from other groups on their own label. Let's be real. I hate to say it, but I just think there's going to be a lot of blinks on their case, or fake blinks, you know, people, trolls parading as blinks to create problems. Also, like, the competition between girl groups in this last year is crazy. Make sure I'm still recording. Okay, whoops. So it could be that too, just like the competition and the pressure on them to do well is insane. You know, I don't want to say we'll see a member take anxiety leave soon, but we might. Or there'll be a member that has controversy on them because people are going to be trying to take down the group immediately. Page of Coins. Okay, so the World. Queen of Swords. That's where, yeah, the first thing I felt was that we're gonna see someone have some kind of personal spotlight on them, like, almost immediately. I don't know if it'll be like one of the members steps out as some kind of brand deal, muse, or even actress right away, instead of taking kind of the slow approach that we usually see with the YA group. Someone might immediately come out and show that they are a solo. Or even pre-debut, they had some kind of solo thing, that if they had some kind of name history with some kind of personal projects that are going to come through, like, they're going to immediately be singled out. I say immediately, but I mean, like, within the first year. Queen of Swords too, so Again, it could be that the fandom has a lot to say about it. There could be some kind of petition to for the other members. And something else that puts them in conflict with other people on the label again. Yeah, I mean, at least I can tell you they have a lot of haters and a lot of controversy, but I'm seeing a lot of success. And especially like one girl singled out that's going to have a lot of opportunity in this first year. Queen of Swords really talks about, or that's the point, is that she speaks out for other people. It could be that someone is really appreciated in the press or by the general public because she speaks out against something or for something, represents something that the public really likes. Because the Wheel of Fortune, and I don't think this is the same Page of Coins who's going out to financially further themselves. This is someone who actually is going to be well received by the public for something that they say or an idea that they represent. It could be that, again, it's swords, it could be words, it could be like just their singing, their vocal gets really greatly appreciated or acknowledged by the public. But for some reason, when I saw this Queen of Swords, I really thought like rapper. So it could be one of the rappers is well known, well done. I know YG likes to put their rappers on shows like Show Me the Money. So it could be something like that where they get out in public and they can show their talent as well. It's not like a actual promotion maybe, but maybe through a show or through variety or something where they get to show it off and the general public is like, okay, wow. Like, I see them get a lot of hate, but a lot of recognition for their talents so far. Movement and a Knight of Wands. That's really interesting. And the Queen of Wands. If they're doing really well, we might see them do some travel, some tour. It could also be like an immediate, like foreign release, so an English version or a Japanese version of a song coming out quickly after debut. YG does a lot of English version stuff in general, so it could be that they market a bit more towards Japan, because I know Big Bang used to be huge in Japan. They still are, probably. But I feel like Blackpink was very aimed towards the Western audience. So BABYMONSTER might have back to a more Japanese or like more including of like the Asian market intentionally. I don't know if they have a Japanese member or if they have a member that is a different Asian country, so that's going to be brought in. I mean, usually they do. They're usually pretty good with their girl groups, especially having like a foreign member to help bring in that market. So they might immediately try to take advantage of that. Like I said, I haven't done any research on these girls, but it does seem like immediately they're going to go for an extra market, because the Queen talks about like expansion with your given like talent or desire. So like immediate expansion. And the Knight of Wands and the Eight of Wands talk about things happening like quickly and like communicating those ideas, messages, sometimes the Knight of Wands does it kind of willy-nilly. He's like you don't need a plan, just jump in. So it could be that it's like a little half-cocked, but all the same, I see expansion immediately. Within, like, this is probably within the first 2 years now. So maybe by the second year, we're seeing them expand into different markets. Okay. So 6 of Pentacles. So I'm seeing investments. Seeing them working with other companies. I think just like brand deals, I think. Which within the first 2 years, they're going to get brand deals. Not surprising. I think a lot of these girls now from debut are getting like big brands. Ace of Swords and the Knight of Swords. Excuse me. So on this Knight. Four of Pentacles. Ace of Swords is like a new idea, a new approach. So I do either think within the first 2, maybe the 3rd year going into here, we'll see some new ideas, maybe some new concepts, you know, more, maybe they're going to go maybe a little bit more mature or something, where we see an idea shift in the group. I always kind of get like YG tends to be flashy, money, like rich, like that's young and rich, like that's the vibe, right? But when I see this 4 of Pentacles, which means bringing in the money, the concept shift might be where, I mean, obviously they're always going to wear like designer, but it may be that they're going to go from being so like, God, I'm going to date myself here, but being like braggadocious, you know, like, bragging on their money. They might swiftly shift to being more modest all of a sudden. It may be like a change in the market. It may be a change in their investors. Something here with investment. I don't know, but there may be a shift to see them tone something down or switch something up in their concept by that point. That's not so flashy. Could just be that's where the times are at that point. The other thing about the 4 is talking about guarding resources. So the only other thing I can think of is like after the first 2 years, they're busy, busy, busy. And then we see them have a lull. Like then we see YG be like, okay, in the dungeon for a while. Which unfortunately they do. So that's the only thing I'm scared of is like we quickly see them go from great, 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 great. Everything's really good. Okay, we made some money. Okay, now we're going to put you on the shelf for a minute and focus on other stuff. So I'm just nervous about that. Getting into like their 3rd year, we may see them now, you know, start to have less comebacks. And I feel like that's kind of how YG does most of their girl groups. So don't be surprised. After things are going so strong and then they make them wait like a year before they have another comeback. The Emperor, the Chariot, Knight of Coins. Yeah, so the Knight of Coins talks about things, again, happening slowly. The Emperor means things are now very guarded, very structured, You're having someone kind of, what's the word? Not mentor you, but like say, you're going to do things my way. You're going to do things the way I want you to do them. So it's like suddenly they have a heavy like restriction on them about the way they're going to move forward. And it's going to be a very slow process. So I don't know if maybe someone gets in trouble for something, or it's just the way the company decides to treat them after a point where things are going to change in process after that. It's going to be very slow and structured. Like bureaucracy is really going to set in. It might be like you have to follow this like line of things before you get to move forward. Like certain rules or structures in place. Maybe when they're no longer a rookie group, then comebacks and activities get to have a lot more like red tape and a lot more like vying for like proposing ideas that you have to come up with like yourself or something like that, where it's like they're no longer just being handed things. They're gonna have to kind of work within the structure and play like the game that you have to play within the company, which it's YG, so I think no one is surprised. I do feel like there's another company working with them for this group though. Like I feel like it's not just YG, which is, I don't know if that's been announced already and I'm just slow to it, but I feel like there's another company that's heavy-handedly working with this group. I don't know if it's a production company or another label like YG is going to co-produce, or if it's because like you're gonna have YG the company and then YG the man like co-producing. Like there's two entities here that like one is taking everything in the very beginning and then it feels like it gets handed off into someone or something else that slows it down. And it could be investors, it could be who knows what, but I feel like there's more. Like there's a reason that suddenly the structure is like, well, wait a minute, you have to stop or you have to slow down. Well, okay. Planning, yeah, and union. So there's like a planned merger. There's something like YG's merging with somebody in like a few years. If it's not already starting. Like it may not be, maybe starting, but it's not like going to come to culmination for a few years. Like there's a partnership. There's a planned partnership. I don't know. I don't know. Let me just see something here. Leave my so we have the south node, right? Because the other one's north node, yeah. South node. Pulling back to like previous karmic debt. YG's in debt. Of course, YG's in debt. Okay, so yeah, I think that's the slowdown, is that YG spends all their money. And then they're going to have to get in bed with somebody else. Some other big company. To help them out of it. Or to buy them out of it. And I guess BABYMONSTER is one of the vehicles they're going to use to try to do that. Because I feel like they're going to be a very successful group. But as a couple years in, things get complicated. King of Wands on the bottom. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like YG himself being involved is a bad idea, but I don't know. There's they go strong for a while and then there's some kind of underlying business transactions. Page of Cups is new friendships. I don't know, maybe when it happens, it won't be a surprise. It'll be like some company that they've been involved with for a while, or that the thing has been talking about that merger happening for a while. So I don't know. I don't know. I feel like YG already has some like connections to like Hybe, but I don't want to speak on that if I don't know that for sure. So I don't want to say it's who it is, but I do think another company's going to come in and like have to help them continue, help YG or the group in general continue at some point, like midpoint in their career. But I think for a while, at least, this group's going to do really well. They're going to have a lot of haters because they're going to be in direct competition with not only, like I said, other girl groups that are really strong right now, but also like the groups from their own label are just good. The fans are going to be really hard on them. You know, that's a given though. So I'm excited to see what they do. YG always knows how to put on a show. Like they're going to definitely bring these girls out and do the most, you know. But I know they're young, so I know it's gonna be kind of hard on them. I feel like they're like talking about they have like the youngest maknae in like all these girl groups so far, which I never like that. I never like children debuting in these groups because they always end up saying later that they regret that they started so young. Like if they've already debuting now, they've been in training for at least 2 years, if not more. So that means like they've been in training since they were like 10 or 11. Like good gracious. I could never. I couldn't focus on anything for longer than 10 minutes at that age. So good luck to them. Good luck to their fans. I don't know what their fandom name is yet. Can you guys let me know if they have a fandom name yet? And yeah, have a good day, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.